Hey guys, Derek here to give you faith-based encouragement in your walk with God. My argument with this video is that the gospel is the ultimate transformation that actually gets to the root of what you need. Because we're kind of like a tree. Let's say your heart is right here. God needs to change your heart. You cannot change your heart and become like God. Only God can change your heart. Only communion with Him will open up your heart. Change it so that all this other good qualities of a human being, good qualities and godlike qualities, which yes, do bring you benefits in life, which yes, do bring you charisma, which do attract people to you, all this stuff, it all flows naturally. So I'm going to look at a channel which is an example called Charisma on Command. Let's see, 6 easy jokes that make people obsessed with you.
The key here is to act so oblivious it would be impossible to miss that you're joking.
You screen tested for Iron Man. Was that the original Iron Man, or is it one of the sequels that you screen tested for?
I'm not aware of the ins and outs. I know that wonderful actor Robert Downey Jr. and I, we screen tested on the same day. And I'm still waiting to hear back. And
So what they're teaching you is to do something, right? But there's something much deeper about playing dumb. It's that the person playing dumb, if this person was actually very attached to an outcome, then they would act a lot differently than how they're acting. This is not a skill to be learned, because what really matters is what is the natural reaction of you. Like this guy, he didn't get the part for Iron Man, but he doesn't seem attached. He's making a joke about it. He's playing dumb naturally. I mean, there's other ways to like make jokes about stuff, but like they're playing dumb about it because this shows that you're not attached to it. You're not like, and this is what is so attractive about these people, is because this is a huge role to play. Iron Man is like such a big thing, but he's basically stating that he's got other stuff that makes him happy. He doesn't care. Finding your highest purpose, which is through the gospel, finding your purpose in God, finding your purpose through the only one that can really give you your identity, will make you not attached to the Iron Man role or something like this. It'll make you unattached to things that other people might get insecure about, so that would make you have this attractive, charismatic quality. It goes back to love. It goes back to these people are prioritizing something greater than what they're talking about, something that would make somebody else insecure, somebody who was an insecure person somehow. How to never be boring in a conversation. A lot of times what makes people boring in a conversation is that they're following some stuff that they're expected to say, and the only reason that they're following those things is because, I mean, what's the point of conversation? You want to connect with someone. If you're actually curious about who they are, you're going to have a conversation that flows naturally, because that's what, at least at the beginning, that's what makes it flow naturally. It's love. It's like, it's the desire to love, the desire to connect. And so, yeah, if you're not having flowing conversations, I think it's a lot deeper. You got to ask yourself, well, why am I even in conversations if I don't want to be in them, and if I think that they're not going to flow naturally? What is the point in a conversation if you're following a step, like first you say this, then you say this, then you say this? Like, where does the actual curiosity behind a question start, right? There's got to be a curiosity spurred by something. I would say it's love.
Most people go into conversation wanting to be liked. This can massively backfire if done wrong, making you look needy and insecure.
The more that you know how unconditionally loved you are, the more that you see yourself as God sees you for your highest value, the more that you find your identity in the way God sees you, through Him, you lose your neediness, you lose your insecurity, you lose your desire, how much you care about being liked. Like I was saying in another video, the more that you make God your happiness, the more healthy that other conversations go, because it's not about need. You have love to give.
So instead of going into a conversation thinking, I hope they like me, go into it with the intention to have fun. This mindset shift can completely change your social life.
going into a conversation to have fun. I mean, life is a gift. Life is fun. Like we got the salvation part. We got that. That's all we really need. God's on our side. So I'm basically giving you reasons to relax, reasons that you don't need to care about what people think of you. There's also, people get into like stories in their head. I used to as well, where I had like scarcity mentalities, like, oh, I'm not going to meet a person like this for a long time. I better impress them. I better get them to like me because of there's a few chances that I'll meet someone like this. Or, anything that your stories, But the more that you understand that God is your joy, that you already have what you need. You already have Jesus. You go into conversations with the intention to love, and loving is fun. So when your cup is full and you're not needy, then conversations around you become fun, really fun. The other thing that's so fun, I'm telling you, is when you allow yourself, without any discrimination, without any putting people on pedestals, all that comes from insecurity anyway, or neediness. But when you see someone and you see the good in them, and you talk to them in like love, when you have this love in your heart and you know that there's nothing separating you, there's no wall, there's no, oh, I'm higher, oh, they're higher, I'm higher than them, oh, they don't like that, and then there's all these, no, when you see and you focus on what connects you with people, you get into this, how do I explain? It's like time kind of goes away and you get all absorbed in the conversation, whatever they're talking about, and you allow yourself without any resistance, without any like ego state, whatever they're talking about, you allow your imagination to go there, and let's say you want to reciprocate, you want to talk back to them. I know some people don't listen that well, which is fine. I've learned to deal with that. Like, I'm already, like, God listens to me. That's what I'm saying. I have my cup full, so I don't need to talk, because talking is kind of taking in a way. Listening is kind of giving. But then again, if you are filled with love, I mean, that's traditionally what people say, but if you're filled with love and you're listening out of love without any judgment, listening can also be fun and enjoyable experience, because you're allowing yourself to just get into whatever they're talking about, very like immersed in it, right?
Biggest laugh possible is the mind's eye method. Create a ridiculous mental image in the person's mind. For example, listen to how Ryan describes Emma Stone's reaction after being lifted over his head for a dance scene in their movie Crazy Stupid Love.
Ryan lifts me over his head and what did I do, Ryan?
I've never had this happen, but I imagine if a possum fell out of a tree and started trying to scratch your eyes out, it would be something similar.
So what they just said about like the way that Ryan told that joke made me laugh too. But it's not like the thing about the self-improvement stuff and all that, it's like it's teaching you something that will naturally come out from being more loving and from having your cup filled with love. When your cup is full, your motivations change. Unfortunately, the majority of people are just in need of love, right? They're just seeking it and they're not really fulfilled, and then the conversations become weird, right? But like, if you're just already fulfilled and already filled with love, of course you're naturally gonna want to say stuff and talk in ways that just make you enjoy, that make people enjoy and just relax. And it's not so much about that, about the act of telling the joke, it's about what that joke implied. If Ryan had done that with the intent of making people laugh, like to show that he has charisma or whatever, like the channel's trying to do, to prove to himself his charisma, there's going to be something off about it. Because what this channel and what a lot of self-improvement stuff tries to do is treat the symptoms. And it's like training you to change all of your symptoms, to make the symptoms be changed so that the symptom is not there anymore. But the problem is that when you do that, it becomes unnatural. You're learning all these little strategies to hide the fact that there's an issue that's deeper down. The reason why you're turning to the channel, you have a problem with socializing. You don't need to change the way you socialize. You need to change your heart. You need to change how you view people, how you view yourself. And do you have enough love in your life? Like, do you understand the unconditional love that is for you? Love cures all wrongs. Ooh, create instant attraction.
In today's video, you'll learn 6 habits that instantly make you more attractive. We'll do this by breaking down some clips of Jack Harlow because he has an easy, authentic style of flirting that many women find extremely attractive.
You make me nervous. You've been making me nervous this whole interview.
Oh, Jack, don't tempt me. I'm a married woman, but I'll leave him.
Oh, don't
I'm gonna
say that.
leave right now.
Let's start at the beginning with how to start a conversation. A big part of attraction is confidence, and you can show that confidence in the first 10 seconds of an interaction if you approach without hesitation.
So Weedy, how it feel doing numbers?
Hey girl, what's up?
Hi, sweetie.
Hi.
Jack,
I know.
good to see you.
Most guys know they should approach without hesitating, but they get too nervous, or their mind goes blank and they can't think of anything to say. So you end up circling the venue a few times without talking to anyone, or glancing over a bunch of times before you approach, which sabotages your first impression. One thing that helps here is if you have an opening sentence you know you like. This isn't a constraint against being spontaneous, it's a backup plan in case your mind goes blank. Here are Jack's 2 favorite opening lines.
What's your best chat-up line?
Oh. Hi.
Was that it?
Undefeated.
Hi.
You know what else is undefeated? Hi, I'm Jack.
Okay, yeah, so again, like the whole idea of pickup lines and all that. You know, back to what we were talking about before, if you say a pickup line with the attempt to be funny because you think it's amusing, that'll work, you know, because again, it goes back to the idea of abundance being shown forth. You're filled with abundance and it's coming out in some way, and it could be coming out by you starting an interaction with the intent to have fun, right? And what he just said proves my point. Like his go-to thing is hi, I'm Jack. Like he doesn't use anything, right? So this funny thing about approach without hesitation. I mean, again, it's trying to cure the symptom. But if your first instinct is to hesitate anyway, but you remember charisma on command. Okay, don't hesitate. I'm not going to hesitate. I go. The fact that you have some kind of underlying fear that would make you have the thought to hesitate in the first place shows that you are already putting too much value, too much weight on the conversation that's going to come out. Because, again, if you're already happy in your life and you don't need a woman to fulfill you, you already have whatever you think a woman can offer you. You don't even have those thoughts about, oh, I should hesitate, or oh, I got to force myself to do it. It's like, yeah, but even more naturally, even more flowing and functional is to be happy with yourself first, so that these interactions don't even carry much weight to you. Like women are attracted to men who are indifferent. Women are looking for a man that can make their life more fun, that can make them feel more alive. They're not looking for a man who is looking for women to make them feel more alive. No, you're the man, you're the leader. You're the one that has what the woman is looking for. And you're the one that is going to rescue the woman. That's what we should see it as men.
Easy framework you can steal from Jack. Step 1, fake defensiveness. You say something defensive but with a big smile. This shows that you're actually unfazed. For example, watch how Jack reacts when someone says something that could have been offensive to a lot of rappers at his level.
Here we are, you're nominated tonight, but what I realized is, and I thought you had already won a Grammy before. You haven't. So what would it mean
Thanks
for you
for reminding me.
What would it mean for you though to win a Grammy tonight? Because tonight could be a huge night for you. I mean, it's an honor to be nominated.
Yeah, it mean a lot. You know, maybe when I do this interview next year, you won't be able to say that, so I'll feel good.
Step 2, you can playfully tease them back.
I like drama.
Yeah. Okay, you like drama.
Yeah, I'm messy.
I think I'm messy too.
No, I'm not messy, but thank you for admitting you are. I had to check.
Okay, we're about to be done because you don't call me out twice on this
Called
interview.
you out.
You called me out.
First thing that happened when I walked over here, you said, you know, you don't have any Grammys. How does it feel?
I mean it in a positive way.
So you can see that he's having fun, and he was just insulted. And like, I don't know the guy, but I have a feeling that his life is not all about the Grammy. The more that we make our life all revolve around something, the more defensive we're going to get, the more insecure we're going to get and about that thing. So let's say, and again, this goes back to what we would call idolatry. If something is my idol, it's something that I wake up in the morning to get. It's something that I wake up in the morning and this is all that's on my mind throughout the day. This is my true God. And if a gun was pointed to me and said, hey, you can either have the God that you claim as your God, or you can have this. You can only have one. Which would you choose? You must choose right now. I would choose this thing. That means this is my idol. So you got to ask yourself that. It's a very deep question to ask yourself. Like, my impression from this guy is that he's probably got a healthy family. He's got a healthy parents or something. He's got something bigger in his life, something that means more to him than this Grammy. So that means he's not going to be offended. If you adapt the gospel, if you follow God, nobody can hurt you because you already have something unshakable, unmovable. You don't have a little point. You don't have like an insecurity that people can push. You don't have buttons to push because you've lost yourself. You've denied yourself. You follow God. Nobody can take God away from you. Nobody can stand in the way between you and God. So you become invincible. You become secure is what I'm saying. All right, I think that's all I'm going to do today. My point with this whole video, not to poo on Charisma on Command or anything. I think it's really interesting. But again, it's teaching you, if we're a tree, it's teaching you to cut these bad branches, replace them with a nice fake flower. And that's pretty much what you'll be doing. You'll have a tree, you cut off all the bad branches, you put fake flowers on them. You're showing your fake flowers to people. People are like watching that and they're like, well, that's cool. Oh, there's something off about that. There's something like that doesn't look real about those flowers. And yet, the truth is because you haven't worked on the heart, you haven't worked on what really matters, so that all these other charisma things will come out naturally, because the more you become love, love covers all wrongs. It also brings about a bunch of attractive qualities such as non-neediness and indifference and genuine flows of conversation and the intent to just have fun when you talk to people and all this stuff. It covers all the bases, trust me. As I may have mentioned in my other videos where I had a sickness and I was trying to heal from the sickness, I realized that a lot of my problems were in my mind. So I had already known about the Bible, I had already gone to churches and stuff, but I spent a long time where I would seek out things about self-improvement, which can help you, it can help you in a way, but it's still kind of a paradox because self-improvement in itself, first of all, I found that the industry, if you connect with the actual person who's creating the content or who wants to be a coach for you or a therapist, whether they do it consciously or not, they have found a way to get you in a system where you keep coming back. Oftentimes, self-improvement coaches, therapists, spiritual leaders, they won't tell you what religion they are. They won't tell you the source of whatever truth that they've gotten. Usually they'll just give a vague answer about what is the source of, because they don't want you to go to the source. They want to be your God. I found that a lot of stuff on the internet, there's a lot of stuff because people are seeking transformation. Even Christians like I was a Christian, but I was like, why is things not working for me? Because I was given the watered down gospel. So I was seeking transformation, seeking self-improvement, reading books, checking videos, and I was like, well, this is great, this works. But it was really like they were cherry picking stuff. So stuff would seem to work, but after about a week or so, I would go back to like, well, I still have a problem. So I advise you again, make God your joy. Don't try to cut all the flowers off and put fake flowers on there because that's what self-improvement is going to have you do. Trust me, I went down that route for 10 years and it all brought me back to the gospel and all brought me back to God who changes my heart. So thank you guys for watching. It really helps to support the channel. It helps to spread the gospel, spread the good news of the gospel when you just subscribe, hit the bell. And also, if you ask me a question, that'd be cool. I'd love to have a question that I could make a video about. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.